like this, bitch. Okay. You don't get your he looking at nigga, she looking at nigga, A, B, C, D, E looking at nigga, rat looking at nigga, bat looking at nigga, mad cat looking at nigga, hog looking at nigga, fry looking at nigga, woof. Dumb dog looking at nigga, sex looking at nigga, text looking at nigga, what these hoes want with DMX looking at nigga, Bob looking at nigga, rock looking at nigga, it's going down, young guys looking at, law looking at nigga, blow looking at nigga, bud, white girl fraud looking at nigga, Tyler looking at nigga, daughter looking at nigga, you are not the father looking at nigga, Roach looking at nigga, coach looking at nigga, slave friends off the boat looking at, T looking at nigga, Reed looking at nigga, your bumblebee looking at nigga, hat looking at nigga, fat looking at nigga, where? Who at looking at nigga, kid looking at nigga, seed looking at nigga, that's all forceful pig looking at nigga, damn looking at nigga, bang looking at nigga, your brain insane looking at nigga, head looking at nigga, who looking at nigga, man, what it do looking at nigga, red looking at nigga, blue looking at, hot shoot. Bless you looking at nigga, man looking at nigga, hoe looking at nigga, man to the hoe no more looking at nigga, soul looking at nigga, bow looking at nigga, what you want for the stove looking at, hype looking at nigga, dyke looking at nigga, left looking at nigga, right looking at, hype to the dyke, to the left, to the right, pimp down, your money mic looking at nigga, me looking at nigga, you looking at nigga, me and you doing the do looking at nigga, screw looking at nigga, blue looking at nigga, what you up to looking at nigga, down looking at nigga, brown looking at nigga, poppin', Chris Brown looking at nigga, Dale looking at nigga, L looking at nigga, bad. JL looking at nigga, you know you getting in the Dale looking at nigga, look Keto, Taco Bell looking at nigga, I just wear Bell looking at nigga, I just jump Bell looking at nigga, jail looking at nigga, cell looking at nigga, I go to jail, intel looking at nigga, snitch looking at nigga, bitch looking at nigga, boop, dumb fish looking at nigga, tit looking at nigga, cum looking at nigga, young looking at nigga, dumb looking at, sit to the cum, to the young, to the dumb on the G, I swing and swung looking at nigga, oh looking at nigga, I looking at nigga, I think I'm fly looking at nigga, all looking at nigga, saw looking at nigga, ball till you fall looking at nigga, hot looking at nigga, pot looking at nigga, big as the world, two pot looking at big small looking at, RP looking at nigga, but you easy eat looking at nigga, RP looking at nigga, but you easy eat looking at nigga, swerve to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, this top on the G looking at nigga, UB looking at nigga, NYPD looking at nigga, got my CD looking at nigga, 2 for the 3 looking at nigga, 3 for the 10 looking at nigga, I just had sex with twin looking at nigga, lie looking at nigga, truth looking at nigga, guys we're here, the boo looking at nigga, ooh looking at nigga, heart looking at nigga, fart looking at nigga, Bart looking at nigga, start looking at nigga, Brett Farmer, Brett Farr looking at nigga, RIC looking at nigga, IG looking at nigga, B looking at nigga, C looking at nigga, movies, B losing, C looking at nigga, you squeak looking at nigga, police looking at nigga, you cheat looking at nigga, OK looking at nigga, down looking at nigga, dang looking at nigga, man looking at nigga, man looking at nigga, down to the dang, to the man, to the man, on the G, I'm going insane looking at nigga, stop looking at nigga, go looking at, yes looking at nigga, no looking at, stop to the go, to the yes, to the no, knock knock, who am I looking at nigga, ant looking at nigga, rat looking at nigga, fat cat chasing the rat looking at nigga, black looking at nigga, white looking at nigga, dyke looking at, here sight looking at nigga, lie looking at, you can't even fly looking at, you ugly ass pie looking at nigga, I go to die looking at, side looking at nigga, oh, motor ink and job looking at nigga, oh, hamburger and fry looking at nigga, oh, man, for real.